Real American heroes, the makers of whiskey.
Hey there, whiskey fans. Welcome back to Whiskey Minute with the Highlander. In today's part of our Whiskey Del Bac distillery tour, Mark and I are now at the process where we're going to take that beer and change it. The magic, if you will, is going to come in, and it's going to happen right here.
It's going to happen right here. So this is our still. I like to call it Stilly and Murphy. I'm the only one who calls it that, but it's dear to
You're the head.
I'm the head distiller.
Head distiller. So if you call it that, it is.
Yes, right? And it is a 100% copper pot still. Now, if you're looking at it, it's hard to believe that. We will have people come in and be like, no, you have plates above. No, so this is just a stainless jacket on it. And while that is a vapor chamber up above, there are no plates in there. So it is just a very strange shaped copper pot still, but it does make some absolutely amazing whiskey, if we say so ourselves. So we'll
find that out later.
Yes. So again, we keep coming back to, again, following and being inspired by that Scottish model. Right. So we are doing a double copper pot distillation. So once our fermentation is done, we have that beer. We're going to pump that finished beer over here into the still, and we are going to do our very first distillation, which is what we call our stripping run.
Right.
So stripping run, I say, is kind of akin to, say you've got like a wet bar towel and you're wringing it out.
Sure.
That's what we're doing in a stripping run. We've produced all this ethanol here. We want to get as much of it out as quickly as we can. And so that's going to get fired up, and that's going to take about 7 hours. 500-gallon fermentation is going to get us around 135, 140 gallons of low wines at around 36, 37% ABV.
Okay. And she's coming in via pipes.
Mm-hmm.
After 5 days-ish, maybe less, here for part of a day, then going out through another set of pipes to
So it is actually coming across through here. So here's our condenser. So this very simple kind of stainless pipe you see up here is the closest thing we have to a line arm. So here's our parrot's beak right here.
Gotcha.
So we are in a batch distillation system. So as that heats up, that ethanol vaporizes, hits our condenser here, comes out here into our receiving tank. So 4 fermentations are going to get us a little over 500 gallons of low wines.
Okay.
We don't do cuts during a low wines or a stripping run. That is, again, heat on as much as we can collect.
Sure.
Once we have 500 gallons of those low wines, we're going to pump back into here, and that's where we're going to do our spirit run. That's where the magic happens. Again, you go to big distilleries, they're automated, they have switches, they have all sorts of things you're tracking. Here at Whiskey Del Bac, we're tracking temperature, we're tracking proof. But when it comes down to the cuts, comes down to the heads, the hearts, the tails, that's on the production team.
Right.
And that is myself, Dustin, and Abby. And we will do 30 minutes. Every 30 minutes, we will take a sensory. We'll check the proof, we'll check the nose, we'll check the palate. And every 30 minutes, we're going to keep doing that to make sure everything is behaving like it's supposed to. Because it is on us to make that decision of, okay, we're out of heads.
End of heads, move in.
Yep. Oh, we're getting too much of that little funk, that wet cardboard we don't want in the tails.
Right.
Time to go into the tails.
And there's some places where they try to take a piece of the heads. Mm-hmm. Do you take any of the heads?
We do take a little bit of the heads, and we do take a little bit of the tails. The heads majority of the heads, they're going to go down the drain. Right. They're going to get proof down. They're going to go down. After we do make that tails cut, though, we are going to collect a little bit more of those tails, and then we're going to hang on to those, and those are actually going to go in with our low wines to be distilled out for another spirit run.
Oh, okay.
So that helps with consistency, and you also get some really interesting, heavier fusel oils off on the tails. Sure. That the more you build that up, you get a very interesting, very complex new make.
Sure.
But one of the things you asked, and it's a great segue, you talk about like those cuts, when you go into full-sized barrels, you want a little bit of heads, you want a little bit of tails, you want that oxidation to happen, you want that esterification. For us, when we talk about our aging, it's where we break with that Scottish model. We have a very unique aging system that we use, which means, though, we have to make very narrow cuts. So 500 gallons, we're actually only getting around 135 gallons of hearts at around 175, around 75 or 76 ABV. So it's a higher proof, narrow hearts.
4 runs to get a load.
Mm-hmm.
That's, yeah. It's amazing. And then you're getting that wee bit that you're adding in to add character.
Exactly.
Wonderful. All right. Well, Stilly and Murphy.
Stilly and Murphy.
Love it. All right. Well, thanks again for coming, folks. Until next time, Highlander and Mark signing off with a slunge of a